Good day, everyone. My name is Arbemi Jesus, and we are the representative of our group to be discussing to you today our research proposal. This video presentation will cover up chapter 1 to 3. But before we proceed, I would just like to introduce the other researchers responsible for the study, my group mates, Arenjoy De Jesus and Kim Daniel Cabral. And now, here's Arenjoy De Jesus to be discussing the title with the background, statement of the problem, and significance.
Our title is Strategy Adopted by Existing Tourism-Related Enterprise in Balite, Calapan City to Survive the Effects of COVID-19. Barangay Balite, Calapan City is one of the top-rated places listed as a local business in Calapan. In this study, there have 5 given beach resort which is to determine their strategies by adapted new ideas to be able to survive despite of the pandemic such as Seascape, Sunshine, Anahaw, JKL, and Calapan Holiday Resort. Study perception is to give attention to this kind of thing, and from this, we can give others a knowledge or ideas to become also a successful in terms of existing enterprise despite of COVID-19 pandemic. It also gives motivation and inspiration to the readers and to the future researcher. Statement of the problem. This study was aimed to gather information about the strategies adopted by existing tourism-related enterprises in Balite, Calapan City to survive the effects of COVID-19, specifically to the following problem. What are the problems encountered by tourism-related enterprises in Balite, Calapan City in terms of revenues, orders, workforce? And the second is, what are the strategies adopted existing tourism to fulfill of needed despite of COVID-19 in terms of beneficiaries of the local business in our barangay, promoting of local product and services, sustainable tourism development in order to continue the satisfaction of local businesses. We believe that this finding encourages the people is the way to give them a positive changes by giving some knowledgeable ideas in terms of strategies. Furthermore, this is the following importance to the owner and future researcher to support and encourage entrepreneurs to realize the potential of their ideas, must be guided in terms of information of ideas on how to adapt of practice some data strategies given by the study. Scope and delimitation. This study focuses on the ideas and information about adapted strategies by existing tourists related to enterprise. This study is to any readers who are interested by adopting some strategies on their future enterprise. This study covers only Barangay Balite, Calapan City.
Theoretical framework. This chapter presents the relevant basis that researchers consider in strengthening the importance of the present study. Related literature and studies. Foreign literature. Small business can overcome the setbacks brought about economic slowdown through strategies such as digitizations, innovations, and shifting to new business segment. Geldler and Gilchrist, 1994, literature pertaining to recession faced by small business in India is sparse. This means endeavors to understand the implements and challenges faced by the pandemic and subsequent lockdown and strategies to overcome barriers and to make a turnaround toward survival and growth. Local literature. Because of the spreading virus, Philippines acted quickly to combat the virus and ease its impact and to help navigate ECQ such as an emergency subsidy program for the Filipinos and families and wage supplement the employees of small business. To better assess the impact on business establishments, ADB's Economic Research and Regional Cooperation Department conducted an enterprise surveys from April 28 to May 15, 2020 in collaboration with the Philippine Department of Finance. The 2,481 enterprises responding to the survey offer a real picture of the severe COVID-19 impact of the Philippines business, the effect of the quarantine lockdown measures, and what is needed to help the government develop economic bounce-back strategies as the crisis recedes. The report provides a rich set of initial facts and ideas for the government to develop evidence. Related studies. Foreign studies. According to the founder of the CEO at Mars Base and Barcelona director at Star of Trade, Alex Rodriguez Barricade, business leaders had told about the strategies they had been adopting for survival during the pandemic. Many startups have cut costs, saved obvious ones, office space, business travel, and some more drastic, like furloughing part of their workforce or killing unnecessary project or non-profitable business line. In general, you think that we all understand that this goes on for a long time and we all prepare for forced hibernation, just in case. One strategy that directly affected us is the pretty much every company using service providers renegotiated and rates and conditions for their contract, maybe to have lower price or more flexible payment schedule. Others have decided to part ways in with many providers and have only a big ones covering them all fronts, while others have outsourced part of the stuff that they were doing internal to save on costs and internalize the risks of new hires in uncertain times. Local studies. This exploratory study aimed to discuss the multi-phases, challenges, and opportunities of the Philippine tourism industry during the COVID-19 pandemic. These challenges and opportunity organized by following the elements of anti-pandemic strategies in the COVID-19 management framework. Some pressing challenges are the decline in tourism demand, layoff of workers, demand for online, digital transaction, avoidance of tourists to occupy hotel rooms used as a quarantine facilities, and compliance or disaster management and control preparedness protocol. However, tourism industry can derive through ample opportunities like exploring local tourism, training employees on digital services and safety protocols, rebuilding company brand, improving business facilities, adapting to modern technology, and collaborating with consultants on disaster and risk management. These challenges and opportunities provide the basis for suggestion and recommendation to improve policies for future pandemic planning to cushion any potential impact on the tourist industry. Conceptual framework, the IPO method. Input, process, output. As shown in Figure 1, the input consists of the strategies adopted by existing enterprises to survive the effect of COVID-19. In Figure 2, show what are the processes that are going to use the researcher to know the strategies. And in Figure 3, show the output, which is the level of effectiveness by using strategies to survive the COVID-19.
Research methodology. In this chapter, I will be discuss the research design, data collection, and research instrument. First is the research design. This study uses of action research design, which is to explore the instance of adopted where an understanding of a problem is developed and plans are made for some form of inventionary strategy. Action research is a tool that I use to define some recommended strategies that will be useful and engaging to the others, so they can create some ideas for enterprises near in the future. Research instrument. In this study, we will be using surveys and questionnaires. This will be orderly to arrange data carefully to prepare by answering the main purpose of the study and to collect the facts and information. The first part of the survey is about business impacted by the COVID-19 crisis. The second part is dealing with occupational safety and health challenge. The third part is enterprise responding to the crisis. And fourth is support they need. And lastly is the recommended information. We use Likert scale method in the survey to specify the level of agreement of the respondent to the statement. We have a sample questions and some given choices. How is your business impacted by COVID-19? Have you stopped operations because of this current crisis? No, operations are still running. Yes, temporarily stopped because of COVID-19 cases in our business. Or is it yes, temporarily stopped because of reduced orders? And yes, temporarily stopped because of instructions by authorities? Or is it yes, stop operations previously but currently running again? Or is it yes, permanently stopped or others? Question number 2. What has been the impact of COVID-19 on your business, in your revenues, in your orders, and in your workplace? Is it none, or 0 to 25%, or is it 25% to 50%, or 50% to 100%? Question number 3. What is the impact of COVID-19 on your business do you expect on your revenues, on your orders, and in your workplace? Is it none, or 0 to 25%, or 25% to 50%, or 50% to 100%? Question number 4. Have you faced difficulties with the following so far due to COVID-19? Is it yes or no, or you don't know? Shortage of supplies or input materials, and in your shipping of finished tools, and in your shortage of cash flow. Do you expect difficulties with the following for 2020 due to COVID-19? Is it yes or no, or you don't know? In shortage of supplies or input materials, and in your shipping of finished tools, and also in your shortage of cash flow. We will now proceed to the part 2 of our sample questions and sample choices. How are you dealing with occupational safety and health challenges? Question number 1. Have any of your workers contracted with the COVID? Is it yes or no, or you don't know? Question number 2. What are you doing to protect workers from being infected? Are you going to inform your workers on COVID-19 transmission and prevention measures? Or encourage workers to stay home when they feel sick? Or physical distancing between workers? Or is it staggered shift work? Or teleworking? And or temperature checks? Or providing personal protection like masks? Is it expanded paid sick leave, or any other answers? We will now going to proceed to the part 3 of our sample questions and sample choices. How has your enterprises responded to the crisis? Question number 1. What actions are you currently taking? Here are sample choices. Reducing production of goods or services, or increasing production due to increased demand, or diversifying products to respond to new demands like producing masks and sanitizer. Or is it diversifying sales channels, online marketing, sales, or delivery? Or is it negotiating payment terms with banks and supplier, or negotiating with workers? Or is it using downtime to retain workers, or any other answers? Question number 2. Do you have idle workers due to reduced operation? If yes, have you done any of the following? Or if no, you can move to the next question. Sample answers. Yes, I have taken to the following actions. Reduce number of temporary workers, or laid off permanent workers, or reduce working hours, or ask worker to take paid leave, or ask worker to take unpaid leave, or ask workers to work for reduced pay, or any other answer. We will now going to proceed to the part 4 of our questions and given choices. Question number 1. What business development service do you need? And what is your priority, your second priority, your third priority, and the lower priority? Here they are. Advice on how to prevent infection while maintaining business operations. And advice with business continuity planning. And business advice on diversification of products and sale channels. And advice on export and logistic restrictions requirements. And online business management training. And online worker training. And also legal advice on application of labor and regulation during crisis or any others. Respondent information. Industry sector of your enterprise. Agriculture, chemical, industries, commerce, construction, education, financial services, food and drink and tobacco, forestry, wood, pulp and paper, health services, hotels, tourism and catering, logistics, metalworking, mining, mechanical engineering, media culture graphical, oil and gas, transport and equipment manufacturing, textile and garment, leather or footwear, utilities or others. How many employees do you have in your enterprise? Below 10, 11 to 50, 51 to 250, or above to 250? And the ownership of your business. Publicly owned, male owned, or woman owned, or others. Are you either exporting? Is it yes or no? Here are the last questions that we ask. What are the problems encountered in terms of revenues, orders, and workplace? When did the enterprise's constructions begin? How has the enterprise business been for so long? How can an enterprise help the owner and to the others? Data processing. At first, we will think of idea not specifically a problem, but to encourage everyone by using recommended a strategic method to have a solution in their enterprises to survive in a hard times. Secondly, the researcher make a request letter to the conduct of research paper to the school. So, we can have the approval. This study is made by survey questionnaire and observation about the information of strategies by existing tourism-related enterprise to survive COVID-19.